Welcome back to an unexpected art lesson. Today we continue with our interview with Marsha Kennedy.
What is it about birds that draws you into having them in your work? Is it just like the beauty or the symbolism or both?
Both. I had canaries when I was young, and I really became attached to one of them. One of them, a cat got in a basement window and killed one of the birds.
Oh, that's tragic.
And when I left home, I had a bird. But, being an artist and still going to school, I had to leave my situation. So I gave my bird to my father, and then it was a male, female. And my old bedroom turned into a breeding room for canaries. And my father, and I loved it too.
Oops.
My father and I shared our love of birds, but he died not long after that. And I ended up doing a large piece about my father, more than one piece about my father's death, and birds were in it. But yeah, I've rescued a lot of birds in my past. And, from an environmental point of view too, like the whole symbol of canary in the coal mine kind of thing. But I've just been interested in birds. They're singing.
That's fair. They're fascinating.
Fascinating. Crows are really intelligent. I mean, so much diversity. So much diversity.
I have an aunt who does a lot of like wildlife, specifically bird photography, and it's so I'm like, I get it. They're gorgeous. I actually entered a picture I took into an art contest once that was put on by City Hall, and the picture I took actually won, so it was like printed and put on display in City Hall. And it was literally like, I was just walking to class one day, and there's this bird on a branch just singing its little heart out. So I took a picture of it and kept going, and that picture is currently hanging up in my bedroom.
What kind of bird was it?
I don't remember. I vaguely remember it was blue. It's a little hard to tell in the picture because like it's sort of backlit.
Yeah. My front yard and backyard are all gardens and bushes and trees. So I have a lot of birds in my personal life. During this time of year, I'm always outside. I love making my personal home a paradise because I was a single mom and an artist, and it wasn't easy for me to travel or even have the money to travel. So I knew that wherever I was had to be my paradise, and I had to make it into a paradise. And so I have.
Exactly.
Lots of birds, and of course, the squirrels are tame. And I've had hares here too. I feed them, everyone, in the winter as well.
Winter's not quite as much of a thing down here in Texas, but for the past couple of years we have had where we'll have like a snap freeze and it's in the single digits for a week. So whenever that happens, we'll like put some like seeds and fruit out in our backyard for the birds and the rabbits.
Yeah.
We've got bird feeders. That's also why we have the squirrel that likes to torment my dog.
Dog squirrel thing is universal. Every dog I've had has been nuts about squirrels. And there's always
the squirrel's a little punk too. It'll like wait for us to let the dog out, and then it'll like run up the tree or up the fence and just stay where Finn can see it. He just barks at it. I'm like, that squirrel is a jerk.
We had a dog that I grew up with, and we were out at my grandfather's cottage at a place called Echo Lake in Coppell Valley. And we could hear our dog barking. We could not find him. And finally he was barking just at the right time where I could hear him barking above me. I looked up, I couldn't see him right away. This tree had a sloped enough large trunk that our dog ran up there after the squirrel and couldn't get down anymore.
Oh, wow. I can picture my dog doing that, and that would be hilarious. Quite funny. Nature is wildly entertaining.
It is. The other thing about life, about everything, you can never learn enough because there's just too much. There's so much we don't know. And I find life so exciting from that perspective.
Exactly. There's always more interesting facts to learn, and some of those interesting facts might be a little weird, like the fact that butterflies taste with their feet and will eat dead bodies.
Oh, I didn't know that one. Yeah,
Apparently, yeah.
There's another thing about living this long for me is things that we used to think were right, they discovered aren't right. So, it's just like this unfolding learning and unlearning and relearning. And yes.
It's fascinating and it never ends. And that's kind of the fun of it. And I think too, you learn through living.
Art for me is a tool of connecting with that process because it gives me more time, focus to indulge myself in it all.
What are you working on right now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm just finishing off bits of things for the show that's coming up. It opens October 16th at Slate Gallery in Regina. Quite small paintings, and then I'm having them float on another panel. And the back panels are floating on. They're not meant to be visually striking or anything. They're just like, they're a color that will kind of push in the background and work with the painting. And then these paintings are they're framed with these beautiful frames. I've been working with a framer, Michael Rankin, in the city since I've moved to Regina. He makes great frames from scratch, and he's been excellent for me because I can get anything done from him. And then it's non-glare glass, like that really high quality non-glare glass. I wanted them presented that way because I wanted to draw the viewer in, force them to come closer and closer to see what's going on there. But yet the pieces are sort of protected because of this glass that actually you can't see because it's non-glare. That was important for becoming part of the content and process of viewing the work. So right now I'm just waiting for those back panels to dry. And there's only, I think, 4 left to put into frames. I was a bit concerned about it drying on time because the last ones I didn't put any painting medium into the paints because I use, I think I mentioned the Schmecky Muschini paints that are alkyd paints, so they dry quicker than average oil paints. But without putting any medium into the paints, they wouldn't dry as glossy. Mm-hmm. But they're taking longer to dry. They'll be dry before they go up. I'm just trusting that they'll be dry enough for the show.
Waiting for paint to dry sounds like a special kind of stressful.
Yeah, it is. It's like waiting for the water to boil. It's not going to boil while you're watching it.
Mm-hmm. As much as it might make you feel better.
Yeah. So there's some other things I'm doing. Getting some labels ready for the back to adhere to the back of the paintings. One is about care of the paintings, and others just, your general title card information. And that's about it.
Well, I look forward to seeing pictures of what this exhibit looks like.
Yeah. Gina, who owns and runs Slate Gallery, she'll have all of the work up on her website when the time comes. So
I will keep an eye out for that and be sure to share that as well.
Yeah. So far, 4 of them are already sold, so that's nice.
That is pretty nice.
Yeah, it makes me feel good. Also, the framing that I do is really expensive, so it'll help get a little bit of the money back. I really believe in high quality presentation. That's why working with someone like Michael, who can do anything, I really love them when they're presented inside their frames. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we were doing a visual, we could go through the images and I could talk about them, but just by using words to describe them, it's a little bit harder to do.
Yeah, the unfortunate part of this being a radio show / podcast, but that's also why we have our social media, so we can share images when episodes go out, so when people are not driving and listening to the radio, then they can look at it.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the not driving listeners.
Well, you say you have social media where you show things?
We are on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram. Yeah, the handle is typically unexpected.artlesson or an unexpected art lesson, depending on how long I could make the handle.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
We're talking about art. We need a place to show it up.
Showing work is really important. I'm on Facebook. I don't use Instagram or Blue Sky. I've been on Facebook for a long time, and I've had no issues with it because I just don't keep people around that are not pleasant. They disappear. I make them disappear.
The block button is a magical thing. I fully support this.
But it connects me to the art community. And I mean, people don't understand, well, why do you want Facebook? I enjoy it. I connect with people that I like, I have similar interests with, so we can share some things. And it connects me to the art community. And a lot of my students that I've had were friends, and I stay connected to people that way. And I really, that's important to me. As a person in my own life, I'm not highly social. I mean, I love people. I love being around people I like, but I don't like big crowds. It's going to be painful for me to be at my own opening because all of that just drains me. It's like someone sticks a straw into me and sucks out all my energy. And a lot of artists are like that because being an artist requires being alone a lot.
I am selectively social.
Yes, yeah, that's a
humanity as a whole, bunch of people I don't know, thanks but no thanks. Specific individuals, yes. I'm good if you want to just sit and talk a mile a minute all day, or we can just sit in the same room and ignore each other.
Yeah.
Part of the artist mentality. But so you mentioned that you still teach students and you mentor. What is some advice on being an artist that you like to give to students, or what's some advice you wish someone had given you at the beginning of your journey?
Something I've said to my students, which is kind of funny, but probably true. Don't give up. Just keep going one level or another. If you don't have a studio, you'll usually have a kitchen table. Be adaptable. You don't have to do big things. If you don't have a studio, do small things. Be adaptable, flexible. I said, if you don't give up, eventually everyone else will, and you'll be still going, and then you'll be able to. It'll be less competitive because everyone else has given up.
You just have to out-stubborn everyone who thinks you can't do it.
That's right. I mean, basically, that's it. If you want a lot of personal happiness within your art practice, I think you have to be true to yourself. If you start trying to chase markets, that usually shows in the work. And that's okay, too.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to make money, and that's fair.
There's so many ways of being an artist. Do what makes you feel good, what feels right, and what works for you. And if it's not working for the other people, well, just wait. It's not your turn yet. It will later.
That's a good way to look at it. It's just not your turn yet. Yeah, because interests and focus change. What people are looking for changes, and you never know when some random person on the internet is going to find your work, become obsessed with it, and start telling everyone about how great it is, and boom, you're viral. Yeah,
I used to get a lot of criticism that my work was too illustrative or too detailed, whatever. It would tick me off because I knew where that was coming from. But I had to endure that in one ear and out the other, because you're right. Things come and go, trends come and go. You have to be true to yourself. If you started changing yourself based on whatever trend was coming up or just began, or what someone said, you would lose yourself.
Yeah, that is an excellent way to become burned out and disillusioned. And yes, there are going to be a lot of people with a lot of opinions on things. Take those opinions with a grain of salt and don't lose yourself.
Yeah.
Because your art comes from you.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to roll over depending on where you are with things and who the person is, what the criticism is. You do have to roll it over in your mind and see if it has any value, because sometimes it could have value. And with the internet now, you have access to people with a whole bunch of different tastes. It's like the art world was so much smaller when I started out.
Now it's literally everywhere.
Yes. It can be overwhelming and sometimes confusing for young people, but it's a good thing.
Sometimes you just have to keep your head down, keep going,
Yeah.
and you'll find your place.
Yeah. And connect with other artists that are supportive. Artists can be competitive. You can be hurt by that in various ways, but also connecting with other artists can be really, really good for your soul as well. Like, I'm old enough now. I mean, for years now, I've been older than anyone else. But I feel when I meet with other artists, and I feel a kind of duty, almost like in a motherly way, to protect and support younger artists. I think that's really important, because being an artist is not easy, and artists can be quite sensitive. And I think that's one thing I really like about Saskatchewan is there seems to be a lot of community support for artists here. I almost adopted this kind of Eastern attitude coming back home to Saskatchewan, and nothing here. But the richness of here is the community. And you might not agree with everything, but it's good. It's good here.
Are there any particular artists or organizations or communities you would like to shout out?
Carfax Sask has an office here in Regina. They have all sorts of programs to help young artists. They have mentoring programs as well, where you can work with a senior artist. I've worked with Carfax as a mentor, but I've also mentored on my own outside of an institution. So I've done various types of mentoring, which I think is really important work. And I think it's good for me as well. So yeah, for connection, I would say Carfax Sask is an absolute necessity, because that's a focal point of finding out where you can make connections. You can make connections there. They'll tell you where to make other connections. They have programs for artists, young and old.
Sounds like an excellent starting point. And from there, when you find your people there, they will show you all the other groups.
Yeah. And as we all know, there's all sorts of communities of artists. There's what they call the guild artists. There's the more alternative art making artists. There's traditional art and more
experimental.
Experimental, there's the word, art. And in fact, experimental is a bad word now too, because experimental art is old too now in a sense. I mean, look at working in all mediums for all types of communities and people. It's very complex.
There's something for everyone and then some.
Now, I would say that Saskatchewan is a lot more conservative than some areas, but there's some really, really incredible artists that live in this province.
And I'm speaking to one of them.
Thank you.
You weren't making it out of here without at least one compliment, like minimum one compliment.
I'm not very good with that, as you can see.
That's why I do it.
Well, I'm just one of those that hung in there, so sometimes hanging in there and being as stubborn as I am
does not change the fact that your work is stunning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's made my life rich. Maybe not financially, but that's okay. I had a day job teaching. I didn't need to make money with my art, which is a privilege.
Pretty lucky when you get a day job that allows you to also pursue your passions and helps financially support your passions, because
I know
being an artist can be expensive, but sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah. I did work at Carfax in the office there for a while, but it was part-time and it's pretty hard to make ends meet. So I started at the university as a sessional. Well, that's another kind of thing with artists. The cost of living has gone up so much.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it harder. And that's, I think, makes it even more important for artists to support each other and for older artists too, and help in any way possible younger artists.
Yeah, people love consuming and enjoying art. People don't always particularly love paying artists what they're worth.
No, I know. What a lot of people don't know that most galleries, you can pay over time for a piece, make a monthly payment until the piece is paid for. I do that when I buy art now. Because also, yeah, the price of everything has really changed. Like with my Schmenke paints, those small tubes, I don't know how many millimeters are in it.
About like 3 or 4 inches.
Well, a lot of my colors are well over $100 for a tube that size.
That is more than I expected, yet I'm somehow not surprised, and it does explain why buying a painting is multiple hundreds of dollars, because that could easily just be the production cost.
Yeah. And framing each one, I don't know what my wholesale price will be, but retail price, 900 and some for the larger ones.
Yeah, but, that's out of my budget by a lot.
That's out of mine too. I mean, I'm taking savings and doing this, but that's okay. I do it because I can. And if I couldn't, I would do something else. I would adapt because you have to. As an artist, you can't just save your creativity for your work. You have to live creatively and solve problems, day-to-day life creatively, just to keep your art practice.
Yeah, you could still do amazing work without the $100 paint. It's just when you're able to do the $100 paint, that's special privilege, special opportunity.
The way I paint is those paints last a long time, or can, because I work small and I use glazing, which is thin layers of transparencies. If I didn't paint that way, I wouldn't be using those paints because I couldn't afford them either. But it's actually a saving. They're so loaded with pigment that a little bit goes a long way.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The more I learn about art, the more I'm like, I want to do art.
Yeah.
I got my sketchbook over here.
Writing is art. You're writing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, as an artist, reading various books have been really crucial to opening doors to thinking and seeing and different perspectives. I'm envying writers because they don't need all of this special equipment.
We are using just words written on paper, like ink on paper, trying to get the same emotional impact that you do with color and shape. And it's
magic.
It's work to translate that. Yeah.
It's magic, but boy, that's hard. I mean, sometimes I've done a little bit of writing about my own work or other people's work, and
it's like with drawing and painting. It just takes practice. It takes discipline. It takes consistency.
Yeah.
If you can draw, you can paint. If you can paint, you can be a writer. Yeah. You just have to stick with it. And you're doing better than you think.
I think most people are doing better than they think.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't have any regrets or anything about it all. I've been really lucky to do what I wanted to do. At my age now, there's certain body things going on. I have some health issues, but I'll just keep going. That's what I'm here for, is to make art.
Yeah, if you need to find a new way, you'll just find a new way.
And I love gardening. And yeah. I love my community. I really love my gallery. I'm a lucky person.
And I'm sure they love you too.
I hope so. They don't see a lot of me. And when I go to openings, I'm terrible. I go because it's really important for me to support other artists. I go and I, touch base with everyone and I split because it's almost like I have social anxiety.
That might be, and that is absolutely valid.
People know that about me, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's... Are you familiar with spoon theory at all?
No.
It's a mental health thing that people is like used to explain for people with chronic illness, but it works in like multiple different areas where it's you have like a certain amount of spoons each day, and that's all you've got.
Okay.
And different tasks will take like different amounts of spoons.
Yes.
And so, like some days, like a certain task will take more spoons, other times it'll take less, and it depends person to person. So sometimes you just do not have enough spoons to social for longer than saying hi to all of your people and then disappearing and recharging and not talking to anyone for 12 hours.
Yeah. That's a good one. People change during different parts of their life. In this part of my life, being out there isn't important to me. Being in here or in my head or in my own space or in my own personal journey is more important. But when you can reach that part of your life, that's good, because a lot of people don't make it that far. But I do a lot more introspective things in my life now. The show is almost finished. I do want to get out there because I have had less socializing than I think is good for me, and I want to.
Yeah,
I need some hugs out there, so I need to get out there a little bit more.
Yeah, I get that. When life gets hard, you kind of go into, I refer to it as hermit mode.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you need to do that. You just need to like take some time to yourself. But when you get stuck in hermit mode, that is not good.
No.
You need to like go out and like have connections with people, even if it's just like one-on-one, even if you aren't having deep emotional conversations, just human interaction.
Oh yes.
Go to a movie. Go for a walk outside and wave at people. Sometimes you have to like get out and be around humans.
Well, it was the deadline for the work of my show that's a
valid reason to be in hermit mode.
Yeah. And of course, things always take longer than you think they're going to take.
Of course.
There were times I was really pissed off that I just couldn't take a break. But I just kept plugging away, and mostly it was just wonderful. And when I took my breaks, I took them outside. It was all good. When the show's up, I'll have lots of time to replenish my connections to my community.
Maybe get some coffee dates with people who live nearby.
Yeah.
It's been great talking with you. I feel like we've been friends for a very long time, even though I've just met you like face to face today.
Yeah, I feel that with you too. It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like, hey, you get it. I don't know what it is you get, but you get it.
Yeah.
Stay tuned next week to hear the rest of my interview with Marsha Kennedy. If you like what we're doing, you can follow us on social media and join the conversation over at An Unexpected Art Lesson on Threads, Blue Sky, and Substack. And you can also support us over on Patreon. Get early access to episodes and other fun things at patreon.com/anunexpectedartlesson.